Let's talk a little bit about getting ready for Charlotte, I guess, and how things are going.
They're going good. Had a lot of corrections we had to make after this past game. A lot of things we have to clean up in order to win a football game. Had a ton of meetings yesterday, and actually the last couple of days, Sunday and Monday. So now it's on to Charlotte and trying to get prepared the best we can this week, making sure that we're doing everything in our power to play clean.
Looking at the depth chart that you guys put out along with your game notes here, it looks like Austin has kind of moved to the top of the depth chart. What's your quarterback situation heading into the week?
It's exactly what it says on the depth chart. We'll start off with Austin.
Have you been pleased with the way he's progressed over the course of just the season with him getting it back in action?
I thought he handled the other night pretty well overall, seeing things, throwing the football, understanding what we were trying to get accomplished in the passing game and the run game. Obviously, we got to do a much better job of protecting the football off scrambles and/or when he's getting pushed up in the pocket. Make sure we continue to put two hands on the ball. We can't allow ourselves to have two fumbles that cost us a really bad field position there on our side, and giving them easy scoring drives. It's not what we can do offensively. So we definitely need to clean that up.
What's the value of Austin's arm, not only in stretching the field vertically, but also opening up the run game in a sense?
Yeah, I mean, he can make all the throws. He has an extremely strong arm. He's accurate. We got to hit on a couple of those deep balls. Some of them, we counted, I think we had 5 or 6, deep ball opportunities where either misjudged the ball drop or just slightly overthrew them. And we got to hit on those. That's something that we've really done a good job of hitting in practice. And hurt us a little bit with Jair. We've thrown a lot of those balls to Jair there in practice. I think they have good chemistry. They've had good chemistry on hitting those. And obviously him going down play 3 or 4, was unfortunate. But next guys have to step up, and we got to do a good job of making sure that we're hitting all those.
Were you pleased with how y'all were able to move the chains more so against Southern Miss than against SMU and Houston back to where it felt more reliant on the bigger play?
Yeah, I thought we moved the chains well. It opened up with the first drive. We started pretty fast. Felt like we missed a couple of those opportunities there in that first drive to get touchdowns. But ended up getting points out of it and then come back. And again, that's kind of where some of the blunders started happening. We had a fumble there, and then obviously go down and miss a 4th and 1, which was a turnover in my book on the +6. Felt like we're in a good spot, and obviously just didn't get the first down, and then we had a fumble there in the first half off of 3rd and 2. Have good momentum coming back and have the 3rd and 2 and try to pull it, and just got to have strong hands. He's, to be honest with you, that's 2 really critical areas, or 2 critical plays offensively that really hurt us. I mean, that's 14 points right there. So we got to do a better job of protecting the football.
Do you anticipate Jair being back for this week?
No.
What about the rest of you guys? Attaway didn't play last week either. Do you anticipate he's going to play?
No.
With Oscar?
No.
What's that?
That's it? Did you say?
Yes, is Oscar going to be available this week? You cut out there for a second.
No.
No, okay. Sorry about that.
Coach, what kind of precedent has the Leadership Council taken ever since leaving the building Saturday night?
Obviously, meeting. Different times we meet together, different times they meet with the team. And so, again, just making sure everybody's on the same page. And a lot of those leaders who are on the Leadership Council weren't there the other night. So that's when other guys have to step up as well.
Is it tough to find some continuity just offensively and defensively with the amount of players you've had in and out of the lineup in the early part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you got to find different ways to find that continuity. Whether it's injury, whether it's guys being held out due to tracing or whatever the case may be. It's our job to make sure as coaches and as players to step in and next guy up mentality. And when one guy goes out, it takes the entire team, whether it's coaches, players, making sure that we pull the slack up for the rest of the guys and find the right formula to help us win a football game.
What have you seen from? Can you just describe Charlotte's defense and kind of what? Because they have a lot of turnover on that side of the ball as well with Highsmith and whatnot. Just what you've seen from them through 2 games this year.
Yeah, I think they're really good on defense, and they've had some turnover, obviously a little bit up front, but they have a lot of their secondary guys back. They got some guys back that were injured last year that were obviously starters before. I think they're a veteran group. They do a great job mixing up your zone and man coverages that bring pressures. To me, it'll be probably the best, if not the best, one of the best defenses we've played this season. I think they're well coached, and so Will does a great job with his team. Offensively, quarterback does a great job of getting the ball downfield to an explosive receiver there. And I know he has another guy that has a lot of catches that he really trusts. He likes to target. They got big running backs in the run game that run the ball downhill, and then they're gonna force your defense to be disciplined with their eyes because they're gonna shift, trade, and motion. It's a challenging game, but again, I'm really more focused on doing controlling what we can, because it's like every single game. As long as we don't self-explode and we just take care of our business and do our job, making sure that we play a clean game. I feel great about every opportunity we have. We just got to do a better job of playing smart.
How do you avoid some of those mistakes that hurt you? Is that a matter of just working on those things in practice, avoiding turnovers, those kinds of things?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you got to continue to work with our quarterbacks on, again, scrambling, making sure they keep their hands on the ball. We got to get a freshman right on kickoff return that doesn't back up a couple yards there on the sky kick, which cost us a fumble there. The punt they had, that's something that's a Peter call that we got to get away from the ball. It was an extremely short kick. I mean, that was probably the most challenging one. Trying to get that guy out, and which he called it. He's actually trying to run towards the sideline to get away from the ball, and it hits his calf. And we can't get back on the ball. 4th and short, we can't make it close enough for them to have to review anything. Obviously, we got to make sure we get 2 yards instead of 1. Let's see, what else do we have? I know we had 6 total. I felt like we're turnovers, four true turnovers. We had a blocked field goal. We have the right technique over and over and over again, and as soon as one guy relaxes and doesn't use his technique, you get it blocked. And so that just goes to show you that you got to do your job over and over and over again every single time you step on the field. You can't relax.
Last year, the Charlotte game was such a tough ending. Was that a turning point for you guys last season? It seemed like things kind of went south after that game.
It is what it is. We lost that game, and, I felt like we could have had some momentum going out throughout the rest of the season. Did it deflate us? I don't know. I mean, obviously it did. We didn't finish the way we needed to, so, it was a tough loss. Every loss is tough. If you start getting comfortable with losing, then you don't need to be around here, and that's when I'll get out of coaching. If I ever get comfortable with it, it's never fun. It's never easy. It's always, we're always looking to go out there and compete and win football games. That's our jobs as coaches and players, and we got to do a better job of getting those W's.
Defense has kind of been a struggle for you guys early on in the season. I mean, you've been missing so many guys, but is there anything you look at as you go forward that you think maybe can help you a little bit?
Well, we'll get a lot of guys back hopefully this week, which should help with some depth, not only on defense but with special teams. That's where it also hurts you. The more guys that are going out, you're having to pull different starters off different units and special teams, and eventually it hits you overall. And so just getting depth back, getting guys back will obviously help. But also what will help is when a DN's supposed to spill a fullback, they spill the fullback. When your eyes are supposed to be on the corner or the receiver and they get in the backfield, that's not doing their job. So again, we got to continue to make sure that we get enough reps and get enough continuity to where guys are trusting each other to do their job. It doesn't matter offense, defense, special teams. It's set up for 11 guys to do their job on each individual play. And if you try to do someone else's, usually that's where you get hurt. And so we just got to continue to coach these guys. And ultimately, listen, it comes down to coaching. I'll be the first to say that. I'm not going to sit and point my fingers at the guys. If it's not effort related, If they're not getting their job done, why? And what do we have to do better of communicating as coaches in order to put them in those situations to be good and to be successful? And if they can't get the job done, then we need to find somebody else that can. And so that's ultimately, though, that comes on me as a head coach, and then that goes to our full-time staff. And we got to coach these guys the way they need to be coached and get them to where we need to get them.
You mentioned that you have some of the guys back like this week. Do you think Tyreek and some of the other key players on defense will be able to make it go this week?
Yes.
So Tyreek, all right.
What have you seen from Upton Stout? He's got a lot of run. Obviously, as a true freshman, going out there, he went up against Reggie Robertson, gone up against good Southern Miss receiving corps. What have you seen from him overall?
Love his competitive edge. I think he goes out there and he has a warrior spirit. He's going to go out there and give you everything he has. He loves to compete. He loves football. He's always out at practice, doing the things, trying to get better every single day, whether it's going against our top receivers, whether it's staying after practice, working different footwork drills with the coaches. He's all in. And again, he has a lot of room for improvement and growth, as he will. But the thing you love about him, and there's a lot of guys on this team like that I love. They love ball and they're competitive. He's wired a lot like JD. He's got a chance to be special. He just got to continue to grow in the defense and making sure that he's playing with the right technique, which will continue to grow and develop as he gets more reps and more practice time. But at the same time, just making sure that he's got a job to do defensively as well, making sure his eyes don't get out of whack trying to do someone else's. So, but I like where he's at. I like how he's coming, and I feel like he's a guy that can definitely be a dude.
He's not the biggest guy out there. How does he make up for just a lack of overall height in that position?
I think the same way a lot of guys do that are undersized, whether it's offensively or defensively. It's the chip they have. It's the desire they have. It's what they have in their heart and their mind, and they just want to be great. And he has that about him. And I think because of that, he plays extremely hard every snap. And I think if you can overcome a lot if you just put the effort and work and desire into it, and you can outwork people, you can outplay people, you can play faster than others, and so it's the same old deal to where he's been told his whole life he's going to be too little to do this or that, and he don't see himself that way, which is a good thing.
Coach, what comes along with a 1-0 mindset for this week against Charlotte? What goes along with the offense, the defense, the special teams, and the coaching? What comes along with that whole mindset?
Get back, focusing on doing your job every snap, making sure the mentality, I still say, is huge in this game. Being a physical, tough football team for 4 quarters. When adversity hit, it's not, oh crap, here we go again. It's, as a team, it's being able to embrace it and overcome it together. Again, it's football. It doesn't matter if you're in junior high, college, or NFL. The work and preparation you put in throughout the week, and then on game day, you have to have the mindset that no matter what, we're going to find a way to win this game, because you're going to have challenges each and every week. So, big part of it's just trusting the guy to your left and your right and doing your damn job when you're called upon to do it.
Nick Smith's in his last year with you guys. What has he meant to the program over the course of his career?
Yeah, he's made a ton of plays for us. He's a solid back, and he understands all aspects of it, the run game and the pass game, understanding where his protections are supposed to be. So he's really smart. He's been in the system a long time. But I'll tell you what else he is. He's an unbelievable teammate, which is huge. You've never heard him complain, whine, moan about any. That position group is extremely deep, and so when he's not getting his opportunities, he stays patient and he does whatever it takes on special teams or however we need him that week, and that's just who he's been. And so he's been awesome to coach. He's been awesome to be around, and I'm always excited to see him in there making plays.